Honestly, how the hell did this happen? Well, honestly, it started all the way back from Generation 5. By the way, this generation next to Generation 4 are my all-time favorite Pokemon games, having by far the best and most nuanced story. The first 4 generations of the games, as heralded as those games are, generally follow a very similar formula in terms of story and progression. Earn 8 gym badges, defeat the evil team, become the champion of the region. Now, granted, Generation 5 doesn't stray too far away from that formula either, but what this generation does differently is that it poses more philosophical questions to the players about pre-established things among the Pokeverse, such as questioning the morality behind the practice of catching Pokemon. It attempted to create contemplation among the players, and not just have said players continue on the same simplistic pathway from previous iterations. And this generation introduced characters who explored existentialism and finding their goals and purpose in the world, something many people can relate to. Bianca and Charon are probably the most well-written side characters for the protagonist. Despite all this, it seems like this generation was just one of those games that were quote-unquote way ahead of its time, as the generation has been adored now by the fandom, but at the time was met with mixed reviews, with one of the major complaints being that these games deviated way too much from the formulaic nature of the first 4 generations. A funny thing about that complaint is that now people complain about how the games are too formulaic. Anyways, the reason this is all brought up was because after the first 4 games were met with largely positive reviews, Generation 5 was the first that was met with a lukewarm reaction. And it's not a coincidence that when the most ambitious game was met with the most negative criticisms from the fan base, the studio would then subsequently respond by never making another game like Generation 5 again, choosing to not only return back to their formulaic nature, but make games even simpler and easier over time. Honestly, this has lowered the quality of games that had garnered massive amounts of positive equity over time.